I'm Brian Anderson with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Allie LaForce will be reporting from the sidelines.
Man, this is a team they've struggled against. If they can find a way to get a win here tonight, it could serve as a major confidence boost for them going forward.
Outside O'Neal. Well, Grant, when you take a look at this matchup,
Rockets here at home in this Western Conference matchup live here in Houston. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, alongside Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And we've got David Aldridge, our Hall of Famer, patrolling the sideline. And, of course, Tracy McGrady. And it's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Timberwolves jersey.
And as you were mentioning, I mean, that trade has this team buzzing. You can see it in the warm-up line, how loose and confident they look now with him on that roster.
And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
Now here's West. Vince Carter missing his last shot. On the triple.
Just the first good move in a game of chess between these two coaches.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Outside Anthony. That's in, coming off the assist from Gervin.
Well, Anthony is just this competitive. He wants everyone to know what he can do.
And that foul is called on Grant Hill. That's his first foul. We're about 1 minute into the first. O'Neal with the steal.
Well, that's just a great feel for where the ball was going. He got himself in the right place and made the steal.
And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Rockets. Takes a shot at the elbow. And so Houston again turning it over. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Ime Udoka for a minute. We talked about how they plan to deal with Jaylen Brown. Now, he said Brown's explosive off the dribble, so we have to have bodies in front of him, be physical with him, stay connected with him at all times. See if they can keep Jaylen in check. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Irving after Magic Johnson's bucket. Over Hill. Irving can't hit. Anthony taking his time here. Gervin for three. It's rebounded by Houston. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. To the paint. Stolen by O'Neal. And now here comes Gervin, leading the break. Pass to Anthony. Over West. No good off the front iron.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Malone with the screen. And then Malone with the dunk.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Now here's Anthony. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Bryant gets a wide open look. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. High post Johnson. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Pass to Hill. And Hill throws it down.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Here's Irving. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Screen by O'Neal. Lobbed up there for O'Neal. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And this is why Shaq's teammates lob it up for him. They trust him to finish that alley-oop.
No good from West. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Minnesota in the lead. Pass to Anthony. Kicks it out to Johnson. Now here's Shaq. And the dunk by O'Neal.
This is Shaq at his best, getting that deep position and then just muscling through.
Let's a floater go. West, that's good.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Johnson. It's good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's West. He's to Malone. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Malone is relentless inside, so strong with non-stop effort.
And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first quarter. Malone with the block. They retain possession. And there it is for him. O'Neal's got 6.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And Vince Carter with the slam.
And that's what Carter does best, knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to talk to his guys. .127 left to play in the first. Out to Duncan. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And how about the strength from the big fella? Duncan just out-muscling the defense and finishing through the contact.
Hey, Greg, where do you think the Rockets are the strongest in their play?
I'd say on the glass. They generally do a good job crashing the boards and going for loose balls. They really value every possession.
Rodman outside. Rodman sets a screen. The kick out to Pierce. Shot clock at 3. Duncan with the block.
And setting the tone with that projection, Duncan, the defensive anchor of this team.
.52 seconds left in the first. Cunningham on the wing. Rodman with the rebound. Rockets trailed by 4. Outside, Billups. It's stolen by Duncan. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Banchero, that's good.
And this kid is just a natural-born scorer. Banchero can post you up, face you up, and also beat you in transition.
Now here's Pierce. No scoring in this one. To the inside. Here's Cowens. Great D that time from Duncan.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Timberwolves lead by 6. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
First team foul.
On defense, the Rockets, they trail by 6. Good on the bucket. English has got his first bucket in this one.
And smart ball movement there from Banchero. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. Magic superstar says it's like anything in life. It's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin, but you just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. BA thanks. Rockets trail by 8. Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ, Michael Jordan.
Bryant backs for 2. Knocks it loose. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Malone. The Rockets with another miss.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Wasted no time on that one. Shaq's got 8 points.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. West, right side. Bryant backs for 2. And that one comes up a bit short. Inside, here's Anthony. And a wide open look for Gervin. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And it's a 9-point Minnesota lead. It's West with the drive. Malone. That one misses. Shaq with some nice D. Pass to Johnson. Outside Anthony. Here's Shades. Here's West. And some nice passing there by Houston. Over Johnson. And it's West missing. Minnesota leading by 9. And Hill has it in the corner. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
The reverse jam, unbelievable. West outside. It's blocked by Shaq.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. There has been, Coach, a lot of talk about how players today are better than ever before. Do you agree with that?
Well, absolutely. Isn't that the way evolution works?
Right.
Kevin, they're bigger, stronger, faster, but everyone builds on the players who came before them, and the guys today would not be where they are without the guys before who laid the foundation for it.
Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. To stop the run. That is a great finish!
Oh, my.
And you love the quick ups, but then how about that explosiveness on the finish? Irving, man, he just has incredible gifts. And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Nash outside. Here's Shays. They get it back. Nash outside. Another shot. Rebound by Grant Hill.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Duncan can't hit. It's Rodman with the ball for the Houston Rockets. It's a 14-point game. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
It's good. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
2 minutes remaining.
Anthony with it. Guarded now by Nash. Rodman with the block.
And the thing about Rodman, he's more of a position player defensively, but that time reaching up to swat it away.
The Timberwolves making a switch here.
Alex English.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's McGrady. Dennis Rodman pulls it in.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
The 3 from English. Here's Mobley. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mobley's got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves.
And that's just opportunistic basketball. Mobley carving out space and then cashing in on the second chance opportunity.
Here we go, one-on-one. Here's McGrady. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Vince Carter picks one up.
And that's really just smart basketball. You send a poor foul shooter to the line.
No good on that one. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Here's Cowens, rebounded by the Timberwolves.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge. And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
And stolen by Irving. And some nice passing there by Houston. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the half. And stolen by Richardson. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Trains the three-pointer. Banchero's got 5.
And wow, look at the quickness there from Banchero getting the shot up in a hurry.
Left side West. And the call will be against Alex English. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul. Into the lineup for the Timberwolves, Cade Cunningham.
Now here's Irving. 7 points in the game. Here's Collins. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
Well, look, if he misses that shot, coach might think of benching him. He's pretty fortunate he got that one to go.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Rockets trailed by 14. Malone outside. Vince Carter on the wing. Screen by Malone. On the wing, Malone. And it's Houston with another. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Outside Anthony. Shaq with the screen. Back to Anthony. It's rebounded by Houston. West with the ball. Down low. Here's Malone. And it's Malone finishing it off.
And so in control of the game. West keeping the defense off balance with that pass.
Cunningham outside. Here's Shaq. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
I mean, it's a tall challenge trying to contain Shaq, especially when he's operating close to the basket.
Top of the key, Bryant. Clock at 6. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. Going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA. My wife was not real happy about that. At one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college. And she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Oh, goodness. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. And here's Banchero. He's got 5. Here's O'Neal. And Shaq with the slam.
and the big guy is doing big things offensively. O'Neal knows his team counts on him to rack up points.
And here's West from the arc. The Rockets again can't hit.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, last season, a full 14 teams finished with between 46 and 51 wins, with plenty of teams in the picture. Adam Silver is thrilled with the level of competition. He says, I think what fans ultimately want is to see great competition across the league. Kevin, it's certainly fun to watch.
It is, David. Bring it on, I say. The more, the better. Good on the three-point shot.
3 points.
Gervin's got 5 now.
Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
Here's West. Pass to Rodman. Back to Bryant. Rodman sends a screen. Here's Shays from outside the arc, and Shaq pulls it down. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Lobbed up there for O'Neal. Stolen by Rodman. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Here's Shays. The big dunk at the end of the break.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
West outside, and taken away by Johnson. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's O'Neal. Rockets with the rebound. Although they're down big right now, Greg, still plenty of time left in this one.
At this point, they got to take it one possession at a time.
And stolen by Gervin. Hill, no good. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Pass to Rodman. Dennis Rodman with the slam.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. O'Neal outside at the elbow. Banchero. Shaq with the screen. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. O'Neal's got 6 in the quarter.
Banchero is a willing passer, a trait you love to see in a young star.
Pass to Rodman. Back to West.
In the third. 2 minutes.
Gervin with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And he goes in for the dunk.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. West misses.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates is a big part of it.
Here's West. Bryant on the wing. It's blocked by Shaq. It's out of bounds. Last touch by O'Neal.
Substitution on the board.
55 seconds left in the third. Here's Bryant. It's hauled in by McGrady. Timberwolves leading by 17. Malone with the block.
How about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
5 on the clock. Here's Anthony. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Anthony's got 8 points.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
To end the run. And it's West missing.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
Outside Anthony. Over Shades. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Shaquille O'Neal getting it done for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that.
56.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Timberwolves leading by 19 points. McGrady outside. For 3, Richardson buries it from 3-point range.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Man, I love seeing Carter take flight. Vinsanity, a powerful dunker on these alley-oops.
Sweet move. And they'll get another chance. Pass to Collins. No good from outside.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And here's Anthony for 3. It's rebounded by Malone.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul.
Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
And Collins gets it to go.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pep.
Richardson right side. And they call an illegal screen here.
No doubt for me, the offense looks better in the second half. They've been able to dial down those turnovers, and that's been a huge help.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Nash outside. Outside Billups. Pass to Collins. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Timberwolves leading by 18. There's the screen. Richardson outside. No good on the 3.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
The kick out to Pierce. Offensive rebound. The shot, no good. Poke loose. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals. Big jump ball here. Outside Anthony. over Cowens. The shot by Anthony, no good.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pass to Nash. Carter with the screen. Tries it from the top of the key. Here's Cowens. The kick out to Billups. Now Pierce. Goes up again. And he sinks the layup. Pierce has got his first points of the night.
A true three-level scorer. Pierce can beat you anywhere on the floor.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He knows every possession is critical now.
Let's show some love. Everybody right here, right.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Johnson. Screen by Duncan. Gervin outside. They could use a bucket. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A tremendous scorer with the ball in his hands. Duncan, just too much for the D to handle.
Stan, you always emphasize defense. What do you make of the offensive surge in the NBA today?
Well, Kevin, look, the skill level is the best it's ever been. Shooting range is incredible, which makes defenses have to defend more and more of the court. Rules and officiating favor the offense. It's never been harder to defend in the NBA.
It sure looks that way. You're right. Nash outside. The 10-footer. It's hauled in by Richardson.
I think he got the shot he wanted inside, but somewhere on the play, he just lost focus.
And it's good, 2 points.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
The Rockets with another miss. And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Timberwolves. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's Duncan. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
And then Carter with the dunk.
And I'm a big fan of the awareness of Nash on the floor. A selfless player who's just fantastic at getting the ball to his open teammates in rhythm.
Here's Johnson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Chauncey Billups. G.A., what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics. And there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Rockets trailed by 20. Here's Bryant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
The motor of Bryant never stops, even inside where he goes right at the D.
The line for Houston.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Every point matters in a game like this. We should remember that missed free throw when it's all said and done.
Letting a guy sneak by for a putback off a free throw, that is inexcusable.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game. For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Johnson left side. Pass to Hill. It's rebounded by Houston.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Minnesota.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year. The one player that really stands out of... And it's a great finish!
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they can count this one in the win column. It has been a tremendous effort.
Yeah, look, sometimes you just break your opponent's spirit, and I think this has been one of those times.
Out to West. 4 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot off. Here's Malone. That one a little long. Here's O'Neal. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Taking no chances, they go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Pass to Carter. It's stolen by Hill. Ball's knocked loose. And here is McGrady. And it's off from three-point range. Johnson, that's for 2. No good. And so it's the Timberwolves. Rockets. home in this Western Conference matchup live here in Houston. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And, of course, Tracy McGrady. And it's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Timberwolves jersey.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype, or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
Hey, Greg, where do you think the Rockets are the strongest in their play?
I'd say on the glass. They generally do a good job crashing the boards and going for loose balls. They really value every possession.
A three from Bryant. Knocks down the three ball.
Nice set there, making it easy for Bryant. He had that lined up all the way.
Pass to Anthony. Kicks it out to Johnson. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Gervin for three. It's rebounded by West. And so it's West with it. He brings it up for Houston. Outside Bryant. Shot, high post. That one a little long.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Johnson in the corner. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
How about 3 of 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Kicks it out to Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Over Gervin. That's short off the rim.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
And that foul is called on Grant Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Ime Udoka. He knows how much Jason Tatum can impact the game. Coach told me Tatum has improved the way he reads the game, how he responds to a defense. He's faster. That means we have to be crisp with how we rotate and send a double. Not a lot of wiggle room on the floor when Tatum is processing information. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. Malone can't hit. Here's O'Neal. Good, nice job down low.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Nuggets trailed by 7. West outside. Good.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Johnson with it. Picked up by Malone. And it's Hill with the jam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Malone. The shot comes out. Duncan with some nice D.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Here's Irving going inside.
And I'll tell you what, few forwards have ever had that lightning first step of Dr. J. He just takes away the angles of the defense.
And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Now here is Carter. Scoreless thus far. To the right side. And some nice passing there by Houston. A second chance effort. Shoots from the corner. And Cowens gets it to go.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
The kick out to Hill. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Hill's got 6.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball. Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Now, here is McGrady. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Near the three-point line, it's Nash. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
And Nash terrific at shooting while in rhythm. Effortlessly just switching between the dribble to the pull-up.
Now, here's Johnson. He's got 8. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 10.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Out to Nash. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
You really can't let someone with Nash's accuracy get that close. I mean, he won't waste those high percentage looks.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 10. Here's English.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. Here's Cowens. It doesn't go for him. Good D by Johnson. Anthony on the wing. Over Shades. And it's Cowens with the rebound. Rockets trail by 7. To the paint. Fires from the wing. It's rebounded by Johnson.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Pierce with the steal. Pass to Cowens. Back to Pierce. A 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from Houston. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Timberwolves.
A huge part of their offense, pushing the ball. Looking for fast break opportunities, always a good idea.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
Richardson for three.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Malone. And it's Malone finishing it off.
He's a skilled and willing passer. Vince gets to his teammates on time and on target.
Well, that's his second foul. Does he take a more cautious approach here the rest of the half?
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. O'Neal misses.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Back to Richardson. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Banchero outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rockets with the rebound. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And, Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Gervin for three. And he's good on the three ball.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
Enzo Bryant will bring it up for the Rockets. They trail by 9 points. It's Bryant converting down low.
Inside the paint, Bryant is just as much trouble. He's practically a sure thing from in close.
Mobley a screen. Gervin attacking. Out to the wing. Banchero. And another shot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jermaine O'Neal. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Pass to Banchero. Good, and the assist goes to Gervin. Banchero's got 6 here in this quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Now Irving looks for O'Neal, gets it to him. The shot will not fall. Good D by Mobley.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Minnesota leading by 10. In the corner, Gervin with it. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Here's Houston now. Here's Kobe. Here's O'Neal. Great defense that time from Banchero. McGrady outside. And he slams it one-handed.
Doing it with style. McGrady punishing the D for giving him that kind of airspace.
To halt the run. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Minnesota ball. In for your Rockets, Dave Cowens, Paul Pierce.
No question who's been in control of this game.
Boy, they have really taken charge here.
Mobley outside. To the wing on the left. Here's Banchero. And it's blocked. Here's Cowens. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Mobley.
How about that skill set that Cowens possesses? Shoots a high clip from the field and rebounds the ball well at either big man position.
Minnesota with the ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Jackson with the screen. Gervin for 3. And it's Cowens with the rebound. Rockets trail by 14. Outside Billups. And it's blocked. What a play as he just snatches the shot out of midair. And it's Hill penetrating. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
Oh, an easy look, but he decides to be a crowd pleaser. I'm sure he's upset for attempting that one.
And Hill throws it down.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg, believe me. But confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
With the fadeaway. A nice shot by Gervin. Gervin's got 9.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Nash's shot is off. Minnesota leading by 18. Picked away. Now here comes Nash, leading the break. Pass to Cowens. Stolen by Jackson. Banchero outside. That 3 off the mark.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Here's Nash. Here's Cowens. That one misses. Good work defensively by Gervin. Minnesota again turning it over. So both teams making some changes here.
Substitution on the board.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Nash with it. Over Johnson. Malone wide open. That one rolling around and rims out. Johnson left side. Puts up a deep 3. Anthony with the bucket. He's got 5.
That's just an unfair advantage. Magic standing at 6'9", with the way he handles the basketball, creates huge matchup problems in that pick and roll.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, and Malone excels at putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
Pass to Anthony. 1 second left. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And so it's Minnesota sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Here's West. There's the triple. It's rebounded by O'Neal.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And so Bryant will bring it up for the Rockets. Pass to Malone. Out to West. Malone with it. Shoots over Shaq. No good that time. Timberwolves leading by 21. Picked by Anthony. Over Carter. The kick out to Hill. Now here's Anthony. He's got 7. 6 to shoot. Over Carter. Shot's good by Anthony. Anthony's got the first points of the second half here for the Timberwolves. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And now Minnesota on the fast break. O'Neal high post. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Anthony. Count it. Good. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Shaq with some nice D.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. These days in the NBA, no lead is safe. Timberwolves coach Chris Finch said there was a time where you weren't taking 20 triples in a game. It's all down to that. Momentum, too. These guys got into the league being offensive-minded, and when they get hot, it's a sight, and it's really hard to stop. Kevin?
Chris Finch is right. It's impossible to stop. Thank you, D.A.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
It's blocked by Shaq.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Tipped away. Taken away by Anthony. Here's Johnson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Johnson's got 12 points in the game.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by Minnesota.
Back to Johnson. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Oh, that's offensive interference. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
Here's Shaq. Another shot. It's Gervin on the wing. Now Anthony. 13 points in the game. That one goes. Count it.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Outside Bryant. Driving inside. Shaq with some nice D.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
Looking to end the run. Here's Collins. And it's sent back by O'Neal. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
Substitution on the board.
Outside Billups. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Houston needs to get a shot off. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And it's going to be on Tracy McGrady.
First team foul.
And such a savvy player, Billups knows it's worth sacrificing his body to draw the foul on that one.
And he sinks the second. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Duncan outside. No good with the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Paolo Banchero. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Phillips. Duncan with the block.
And setting the tone with that rejection. Duncan, the defensive anchor of this team.
A minute 50 left here in the third quarter. Here's Cowens.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Banchero outside. And it's Gervin missing. And here are the Rockets. Nash with it. Picked up by Banchero.
What you love about Nash, he's a coach on the floor, dictates the pace, always in total command of his team.
And that one falls for Nash.
Steve Nash.
Both free throws good from Nash. We've got 1:23 left in the third. Here's McGrady. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Anunoby. Drops in the tray. Anunoby's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Nash. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Here's McGrady. And he goes in for the dunk.
And McGrady has an impressive vertical there, showing once again with how well he dunks the basketball.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
First personal foul. Fourth team foul.
First free throw is good.
And for your Rockets.
Good on both. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. In the corner, it's Richardson. Takes the three. No good that time. And here's Carter. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Right side, Irving. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Irving's got 7 points. Richardson with it. Still yet to score. Carter right side. And the rejection by Jackson. Carter with the screen. Nash. Carmelo Anthony getting it done for the Timberwolves. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll take a quick break. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So it's Minnesota now. Pass to Gervin. Launches it. It's rebounded by Houston. Here's Guerin. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Johnson attacking, and then Johnson with the dunk.
That's just more for Magic. And for all of his unselfish ways, if he wanted to, this guy could probably score like this on a nightly basis.
Nash outside. Fires, high post. Misses off the left iron. Now the Timberwolves with it. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession. I'll tell you, you have got to have a short memory. You put a poor first half behind you, and you get to work here in the second.
The three from Anthony. Tries again. Outside, English. Clock at 6. From 11 feet away. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Rodman outside. O'Neal inside. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now build their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
And as a free throw shooter, Rodman has his challenges. One of those guys who almost shoots a better percentage from the field.
Right side, Kobe. Pass to Rodman. Here's Kobe. The shot, no good. That's tipped. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
The motor of Bryant never stops, even inside where he goes right at the D.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
I like how simple they are just keeping things on offense. I mean, the mid-range area has been made available, and boy, are they taking advantage.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
Here's Duncan. Off target from three-point range. Outside Irving. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one. The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Irving from long range. And Shaq pulls it down.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Johnson, a wide open look. O'Neal. And O'Neal is right there.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Here's West. It's rebounded by Johnson. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Curvin for three. That won't go. He's failed to score in 6 of his 11 tries from the field.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Malone down low. Pass to Bryant. Just 4 to shoot. Screen by Malone. Takes a shot at the elbow. And it's Bryant missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Inside. Gervin for 3. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
You know, Doris, I'm not sure many people take into account what a grind the NBA season is.
I couldn't agree more, Kevin. And listen, these guys have the best of what's available. They stay at top-quality hotels. They have incredible professionals that take care of them. But there is no making up for a lack of sleep when you've played a game at 8 o'clock at night, you leave the arena at 1, and you may arrive in your next city at 4 or 5 a.m. and tip off that night at 7. And this goes on week after week. It is not easy.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Minnesota.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Magic Johnson.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Over 7 feet, big, quick, great hands. Shaq is a one-of-one type of player.
Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 20-7 run. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
First personal foul.
It's going to be Johnson shooting. It's going to be on Chauncey Billups.
And you watch Jason Tatum. Year to year, he is a model of consistency. Across the board, the numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
O'Neal wide open. The Rockets again can't hit.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Second personal foul. Fourth team foul.
The first one falls.
Line for the Timberwolves, George Gervin. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Gervin. They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
O'Neal, no good.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
First personal foul. Fifth team.
That free throw, no good.
Shooting for Minnesota.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Shays to the middle. O'Neal with the steal.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
Yeah, you know what? Shocking. I don't care what the man...
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Nick Richards out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Tyus Jones. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's done in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
You know, watching these guys take off, it's awesome, and Booker putting on a show.
Heat trail by 20. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, Kevin Durant steadily climbing up the top 10 of the all-time scoring list. He said, I've been in the league for half of my life now. It's a blessing to be playing on this platform and doing what I love to do. I just want to continue to keep putting in good work and keep adding to what I already did.
One of the greats, Allie. Thank you.
And looking at tonight's contest, Coach, why are both teams so good rebounding?
Well, I'd like to say it's great coaching, Kevin. You know, I can always give those guys credit. But in reality, both teams do have a philosophy to go after the ball, and both these teams have tough, active people who are committed to getting as many extra possessions as they possibly can.
And you can't win in this league unless you can rebound, right?
Well, especially on the defensive end, Kevin, you've got to be able to keep the other team off the glass. At the offensive end, it sort of varies from team to team.
So with Paul on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Iverson is out there with Drexler. Then there's Marion, and it's Pettit in at the 4 slot. Minnesota with the ball. A fantastic stretch this group has strung together. 8 wins and counting.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Here's Drexler following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Iverson. And that one is off. Johnson with some nice D. And he drives in, and then Johnson with the jam.
Dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring numbers.
The Hawks shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And when you think of free throw shooting, not particularly a strength for this group, right around 70%.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Now, here's Johnson. Really played well against Houston in his last outing. Shots good by Anthony.
Good thinking from Anthony. He's so good at going right up with that shot.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. For Atlanta, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Iverson against Johnson, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And guys, I'm starting to be concerned that the rim ain't going to survive some of these unsailed jams. There's just so much power to his game.
Johnson, the pass to O'Neal, up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And how about the force with which the Diesel plays Shaq on attack?
The drive by Iverson somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, if you have the killer instinct he showed there, it doesn't matter what the size disadvantage is.
Oh, man, what a shot. Is that from another time zone?
Outside, Drexler. Out to Marion for 3. It's rebounded by O'Neal. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. And we've been following this group's absolute dominant season, winning most games in blowout fashion.
Truly record-setting fashion. Nonetheless, though, it's been demoralizing to teams facing this group. I mean, before halftime, teams are often down by 15 or 20 points, we might be witnessing another blowout in the making here tonight.
The three from Iverson. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And it's encouraging seeing Iverson just bury the 3 ball. When he's got that shot going, he is basically unguarded.
Shaq's shot is good.
Well, that's a smart play, taking advantage of the mismatch in close.
The Hawks trail by 6. Iverson dishes to Drexler. Johnson against Iverson. Here's Pettit. Still scoreless. 4 on the shot clock. Over Anthony. And it's Pettit missing. Timberwolves leading by 6. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Now here's Johnson after the miss from Allen Iverson. Loads it up for Hill and stolen by Iverson. Unzeld, the pass to Marion. Iverson outside. Drexler with the bounce pass. Iverson, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
It's good from long range.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for O'Neal. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Magic Johnson. The Hawks trail by 9. Paul looking around. Paul is doubled. Pass to Iverson. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by McGrady. Here's Duncan. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tracy McGrady. That's his first foul. And the Hawks making a change here. Arenas is checked in.
Number 0, Gilbert Arenas.
There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Al Paul. Astamirovic from deep. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
And that's why they call him the pistol. One of the most entertaining scorers in the game. And finding that one from deep.
And taken away by Paul. And Gervin sends it back. McGrady outside with 1 on the clock. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Carmelo Anthony getting it done for the Timberwolves. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
We've got Duncan. Magic Johnson is out there with English. Then it's Tracy McGrady. And it's Anthony in at the power forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And, yes, it's good. Anthony's got 10 points in the game.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters, an elite-level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities.
And it's Paul penetrating, Duncan with the block.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Well, that's just a careless pass. He's lucky that was just deflected and not kicked off.
Clyde Drexler's checked in for Gilbert Arenas. Pass to Anthony. McGrady sets a screen for Anthony. This is the mark. His third miss of the game. 4 for 7 now. Here's Unseld. Knocked loose. On the wing, Johnson. The shot misses. Drexler with the defensive effort. The Hawks trail by 6. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. That one drops for him. Drexler's got his first points in this one. You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you missed the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Now it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Minnesota making some changes. Paolo Banchero comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Richardson in for Johnson. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Allen Iverson's checked in for Maravich. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Iverson, it's good. This game is all even. And that's now 9 points for Iverson.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And English with the stuff.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up the teammates.
And it's Iverson missing. For Minnesota, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Richardson outside. Banchero with the ball. Stopping on the board. Buries it from 3-point range.
Always a threat to score. Banchero, that time with a sweet find.
Back in 2022, the #1 overall pick was Paolo Banchero. What do you think of his game?
You have to love his game, Kevin. I mean, handles the ball as a big guy at 6'10", makes plays for other people, scores, gets to the free throw line. All-star game in his second year. And on that team, he has really, really looked to defend. This guy's future is bright.
And their coach is another guy from the Seattle area, right, who has come on the NBA and starred.
There have been quite a few of them.
Iverson outside. There's a screen. Pass to Mikan. And it goes down 2 points. Mikan's got his first bucket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
Duncan with a screen on Paul. Duncan outside. No good on the three.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Unseld the pass to Paul. Shoots the three. He makes that one drop. Only a second and 5 tries.
And look at Paul's focus. He is completely locked in on his shot.
The first overall pick, and Stan, we have seen this kid, 6'10" Paolo Banchero. How impressive have you assessed his passing skill?
Well, Kevin, it was the thing that surprised me most about him when he came in the NBA. I knew he could put the ball on the floor and attack the basket, get to the free throw line, but he is one of the best big playmakers in this league, making the game easier for all of his teammates.
Wow, what a great asset.
You aren't kidding.
Iverson against Gervin. There's the pick. Puts up a three, and Allen Iverson with the three. Iverson's got 14.
Well, nice turnaround for him here in the second quarter. Had a cold start, but never lost his confidence.
Gervin passes to O'Neal, and finished off by O'Neal.
Guys, I feel bad for the rim on that one. Shaq is one powerful dude.
On the wing, Drexler. Iverson outside. Pulls up on the wing. Rebound, Minnesota. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Iverson against Richardson. Anunoby outside. O'Neal inside. And finished off by O'Neal.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Iverson, no luck. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Pass to Shaq, and stolen by Iverson. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. The drive by Paul. Can't cash in from close range. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And the Hawks making a change here.
Wes Unseld, Shawn Marion.
There's 18 seconds left now here in the second. And a wide open look for Gervin. Good, and the assist goes to O'Neal. And the Timberwolves lead by 5. Iverson up top, Richardson cover. And they get it. Iverson, no luck.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
And so it's Minnesota heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Well, their problems start on the backboard, and it's not just a few unlucky bounces. It's an activity, Shaq.
Which is something you can fix.
Now it's time to check in on how the... That'll do it for our show tonight.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. What a game we're seeing from Allen Iverson.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
The Hawks trail by 7. So with Gasol on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Drexler is out there with Iverson. Then there's Marion, and it's Unseld in at the center, locking down the middle. to the inside. Lays it up and banks it in. Johnson's got the lead up to 9 now for Minnesota.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter.
Here's Iverson. And he lays it straight in. Iverson's got 16 points.
And not just that, it's the energy and passion with which Iverson plays. It just feels like any shot he takes, he can make.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates, is a big part of it.
Johnson inside. Iverson covering. Basket good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Hawks trail by 10. Iverson passes to Unseld. Back to Iverson. Johnson with the block. And he recovers it. Count that one. Iverson's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
O'Neal a screen on Iverson. Johnson kicks to Anthony. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got his 7th assist here tonight.
That's a perfect 4 for 4 to open up the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start after the break.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to talk to his guys. He's checked in for Tracy McGrady.
Substitution for your Timberwolves, number 11.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. They grab their own miss. From deep, Iverson. The shot, no good.
Well, he hit a couple of threes in the first half, but none since then.
Outside Anthony. Pass to Shaq. O'Neal is double. Shot clock at 5. Johnson's shot is off.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Here's Pettit. He's guarded by Hill. Got it to go. That one good from Pettit.
Boy, he is consistent on that mid-range jumper. Pettit's a well-rounded player. He can get his points from anywhere on the floor.
Here's Johnson. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And the NBA, right or wrong, Stan, has been called a copycat league before. If something works, it catches on quick. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I think it is to some degree, Kevin. Certainly, we all watch each other and learn from each other, and you're always looking to see what someone else does in their system that would fit into what you do, but you can never fully copy another team because the personnel is different.
Yeah, every roster's different, isn't it? And you've got to tailor things you want to do with what you've got.
That's exactly right. So if my personnel's not the same as yours, I might be able to take a little bit of what you do, but I can't take it wholesale.
And here's Anthony from the arc. Shawn Marion grabs the miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Fires the three. Kicks it out to Drexler. Hawks passing it around. Here's Marion. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Duncan, he's checked in for Minnesota. Paul's checked in for Atlanta.
Yeah, Marion, a tough player to guard. That quick athletic combo forward with an unorthodox shot.
Anthony with the screen on Paul. Johnson kicks to Anthony. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Johnson's got his 8th assist in the game. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Pass to Artest. Outside Hardaway. And guys, this is a game we've had circled on our calendars.
Two of the hottest teams in the league. They've been playing terrific of late. I'm looking forward to this one, partner.
A lot of years behind Kevin Durant, but that doesn't mean he's still not going to get up.
Duncan, a screen. In the corner, Kervin with it. Tries again. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And here is Hardaway. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Outside Durant. No good on the shot. Good D by Johnson. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said you can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. Now it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
Thanks, David. Kicks it out to Johnson. Picked by Anthony. Duncan in the corner. That's good, and Johnson with the assist.
Well, Duncan had time as the ball was swinging around on the perimeter to set himself up for the J. He's got room to shoot. He's going to make the defense look foolish.
Now here's Hardaway. Here's Durant. Misses from short range.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but it's like plenty of room.
And you watch Jason Tatum. Year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. KD a screen. Jordan drives in.
Yeah, the explosive doesn't even begin to describe it. Jordan simply flying.
Johnson right side. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
And here's Jordan outside. Rebounded by Anthony.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Baseline J on the way. New York trails by 5. Outside, KD. That three off the mark.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Jordan. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Jordan's got his second basket.
And what you like there, Jordan never looks like he's rushing. Makes quick, solid decisions.
Here's Hill. Knicks with the rebound. Now Hardaway. Nothing on the board. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
He's an explosive athlete with tremendous positional size. Hardaway has no issue mixing it up inside.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
Now here's Johnson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Down low. It's stolen by Duncan. Gervin for three. Buries the long-range jumper.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Pass to Durant. Back to Hardaway. Rebounded by Anthony. Timberwolves leading by 5. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
In for New York, Paul George, Amen Thompson, Eddie Jones, Derrick Rose.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Johnson attacking. Here's Duncan. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Duncan's got 7 points in the game. New York trails by 5. To the middle. Here's Holmgren. Outside Rose. He takes it in. Oh, and the jam by Rose.
How about the heart on display here tonight for Rose? Just flawless in his attack at the rim. Boy, it's tough to match his rhythm.
And Anthony gets it to go. New York with the ball. We've got 1:28 left here in the opening quarter. Back to Holmgren. A three-pointer, no good. Timberwolves leading by 5. Here's Gervin driving to the basket.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Outside, George. And the three off target.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Outside Rose. Taken away by Anthony. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Thompson. To the inside. Pass to Jones. Outside, George. And again, it's the Knicks missing. The three from Anthony. George with the defensive effort. The kick out to Rose. A floater. Good work defensively by Gervin. No good that time.
That's the end.
And so it's Minnesota bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that going in there and collecting some boards.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Hey, yo, right here.
And finished off by O'Neal.
This is Shaq at his best, getting that deep position and then just muscling through.
Here's Rose. Kicks it out to Jones. No good on the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And O'Neal with the block.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
McGrady up top. Still scoreless. Pass to O'Neal. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Got to stay on your feet if you're on D. Once Shaq has you in the air, forget about it.
That's good from O'Neal. Brent, would you say the point guard is considered the toughest position to play in basketball?
You know, Kevin, I think there's been a massive shift in what the point guard represents in the NBA game. I mean, how many teams over the past couple of years that have won championships have played with a traditional setup guard? What we're looking at is duos that can dribble, pass, and shoot and devastate defenses. Inside, Giannis knows he's got all the tools, height, touch, power, it's all there.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Both teams making substitutions here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's McGrady. O'Neal inside. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. Magic Superstar says it's like anything in life, it's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin. You just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. EA, thanks.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Jackson with the screen. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. New York trails by 8. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. And that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Jordan. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. Jordan's got his third basket of the night right there. Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's McGrady. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
He's got all the shots. McGrady makes the mid-range look easy.
Kicks it out to Giannis. Jordan outside. Misses in close. Enzo English will bring it up for the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 11 points. Off target from the wing. Now the Knicks with it. 8-point game. Michael Jordan on the wing. Antetokounmpo inside. They shoot again. Antetokounmpo converts inside.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Going inside. Here's Shaq. And Shaq with the slam.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. From deep, Jordan. O'Neal with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 8. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
Dyson Daniels. Magic Johnson.
Here is Daniels. Duncan right side.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes. New York foul.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. There's 1:59 left in the first half. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
And finished off by KD.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Johnson left side. On the wing, Daniels. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Daniels has got the lead up to 11 now for the Timberwolves. KD with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Launches a 3. Outside for Artest. Pass to Durant. Outside, Jones. 5 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Minnesota leading by 11. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to Daniels. Pass to Duncan. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Well, in that area of the floor, that's where Tim Duncan really shines. He knows how to take care of business from there.
From deep, George. The rebound by Gervin.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Anthony with it. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. To the paint. Rose gets a wide open look. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
Well, you love nailing the last second shot. Always a feel-good moment.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Minnesota leading by 10. Johnson with the bounce back. No good from Duncan. And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again. KD is right at the top of that list.
Shot clock at 5. Durant going to work inside.
Kevin has been around the league a long time, so super smart around the basket to rise up and finish.
They get it again. Outside Gervin. And the 3 ball is good. Gervin's got 8.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And that play takes talent. D-Rose taking it up strong, knows he's drawing contact, and makes the proper adjustment.
Outside Anthony. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by New York.
Well, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Rose. He's got 10. Right side, Kevin Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Artest. The rebound by Gervin. Timberwolves leading by 8. And Daniels up top. Pass to Anthony. Back to Daniels. A three-pointer is right on target. Daniels has got his second basket of the game.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Rose gets the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Screen by Duncan. In the corner, Gervin with it. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. Gervin's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Outside Artest. They set the screen. It's stolen by Johnson. And now the Timberwolves on the break. The wide open look here for Anthony. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And it's Rose.
Man, I thought he was making that in so close. That's some aggressive defense.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain
Timeout. And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to talk to his guys.
Giving up a run here. Can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a 4th? I'm not sure.
Minnesota making a switch. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Here's O'Neal. And finished off by O'Neal.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
It's Thompson off the drive. Here's Giannis. Here's Jordan. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Clock at 6. Shot to stop the run. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
First personal foul.
And Brent, when you talk about the best player in the league, Giannis has got to be in that conversation, correct?
Yeah, there's no doubt, Kevin. I mean, the numbers he puts up are incredible. It's how easily he dominates a game and just how unstoppable of a force he is. You know, there's so many teams out there trying to find answers for what Giannis is doing to them offensively, but how do you equip a defense to slow down the force that is Giannis Antetokounmpo?
New York trails by 17. Giannis says, "Get off me!"
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Second team foul. Substitution for Minnesota.
And so he'll bring it up for Minnesota.
Mobley.
Mobley outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal
That
foul.
one on Holmgren.
Third team foul.
And to me, Evan Mobley seems like a fast learner. He adapted to the league play pretty seamlessly and is always looking for little ways to improve.
New York with the ball. They trail by 16. Here's Jordan. Shaq with some nice D. Here's Hill. Oh, and he misses the dunk. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, the league recalibrated its emphasis on fouling during last season. Commissioner Adam Silver said there was a sense that offensive players had too much of an advantage. So an adjustment was made. Fans want great offense, but they want players to be allowed to play defense as well. And I think that's what we're seeing. Kevin, it's a welcome change.
Welcome indeed. No doubt about it, D.A. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Jordan deciding where to go with it. And it's Jordan with the jam.
And right there, you see how quickly MJ gets into the air. Yet another one of his natural gifts.
Hill. Here he goes. Here's O'Neal. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. O'Neal's got 13.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
A nice shot by Gervin.
Yeah, recognizing the opening, and Mobley got it to his teammate there on a platter.
Hardaway goes in. Holmgren in the high post. Still yet to score. And Antetokounmpo with the jam.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Into the lane. A kick out to Mobley. No good with the triple.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Back to Jordan. And stolen by Gervin.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Outside Gervin. Here's Mobley. "19 seconds left in the third quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Shaq. Back to Mobley. Goes back up. No good on the layup. Here's Jordan. George Gervin getting it done for Minnesota. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Here's Hardaway. Inside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
And now here comes Daniel. Even the break. Took him no time at all on that one.
3 points.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Shot clock at 6. Oh, Katie buries the 3.
Well, coming off the pick and roll with that length, KD makes so many good decisions.
Here's Johnson. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Durant, wide open, he fires. And again, New York with the triple.
And as they're trailing in this game, that they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Here's Duncan. The shot that time, not on target. Nice D from Durant. To the inside. It's stolen by Duncan. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
No adjustments made by the other team, and they couldn't defend against the speed of this group. They've been running over them in this one.
They've been fantastic tonight, really enforcing giveaways and getting scores on the other end. I mean, you get a few more possessions like that, your confidence grows, and you win that turnover battle.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. Now, he heaped praise on the defense. He said the pressure's great. I love it. Keep making them make mistakes, guys. It's working. Thinks they're on the right track here. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. The Timberwolves again can't hit. To the paint. That's tipped. And there's the call on Michael Jordan. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And here is Johnson. Screen by Duncan. Beyond the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Back to Hardaway. Outside for George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's KD for 3. Rebounded by Anthony. Minnesota leading by 17. And George gets the whistle that time.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Here's Johnson. It's good.
Magic Johnson.
Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
And that one's good, George.
Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to go on Penny Hardaway. And it seems each season more things can be subject to video review. Are you a fan of that, Greg?
You know, I'm a fan of keeping the game moving. I'm not sure I'd get rid of review, but I sure would like the league to find a way to speed them up.
New York trails by 17. Out to Hardaway. The basket good off the assist from Durant.
They found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by New York. Hardaway goes in. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And just fluid off the dribble. Great length to finish, and Hardaway attacking now with purpose.
And stolen by Jordan. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Hardaway up top. Back to George. Now Hardaway.
Hey, who's watching now?
On the wing, Thompson. 6 to shoot. Outside Durant. Over Johnson. And it's Durant missing. Timberwolves leading by 12. Down low. The kick out to English. Over Thompson. English's shot is good. English has got his first basket.
Melo dishing that one out, not just a scorer, finding a teammate on that possession.
2 minutes remaining.
And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Timberwolves making a change here.
Second team foul.
Here's Jordan. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Outside for Jordan. Shot clock at 6. KD, that's for 2. And the Knicks miss again.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
New York calls timeout. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. .139 left in the fourth quarter. There's Rose with the 3. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
And Rose has shown himself capable of knocking down that 3 when he's got some daylight.
Johnson outside. No, it doesn't go. His 4th miss in 8 attempts. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Knicks. It's a 14-point game.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Timberwolves.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they'd sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Johnson.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way too.
New York with the ball. They trail by 14. And the shot goes in. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here's Anthony from the arc. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Lets it go with the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Johnson, a wide-open look. Buries it from three-point range.
3.
And the Timberwolves lead by 15. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Skidoo.